Hey everybody, so somebody contacted me recently that they were looking to get some advice on how to market a B2B law firm, not a consumer law firm. So the specifics are they're looking for B2B clients. They're actually looking for car dealerships, boat dealerships, RV dealerships, motorcycle dealerships, basically any type of auto dealership, and they're trying to get in front of the decision makers of these dealerships. What they do is consumer protection defense. So they defend lemon law cases, they defend product liability cases, different things like that. So they're wondering, how do we market this law firm? Well, it's actually really, really easy. I love niche markets like this because they're so easy to market. So I'm going to show you the exact marketing strategy that I would use for this market. So the first thing that I would do is I need to figure out what do the dealers actually want? What is the scenario that they want, and what is a small problem that I can help them fix? You know, how can I provide some value up front? Before asking them for anything, I want to give something. I want to give them some value. So, for example, let's say, and I don't know the specifics of your industry. If you were a client of mine, we'd have a whole conversation about what small problem can you help them with, that you can help them with a small problem, but they still need a lawyer to help them fix the big problem. So let me give you an example. Let's say there's a there's a line or a document that they could add to the signing process. I actually just bought a car on Sunday, so I know when you buy a car, you got to sign your life away. You've got 500 different pages they have to sign. So maybe there's one document that they can sign that will drastically reduce the liability of the dealership. Or maybe there's even a line that they can add to one of their contracts that's going to make, lessen their liability of some sort. So I'm just giving you an example. Anything that you can think of, it doesn't have to be something like that, but basically something where you can basically give them some sort of piece of information that's going to solve a small problem for them, but they still need a lawyer for the big problem, but you're going to provide value. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this into a PDF document. All you have to do is open up a Word document, just type it out. You don't have to have fancy graphics or anything like that. Just do a PDF document and then save it as a PDF. Do a Word document, then save it as a PDF. Now you've got a piece of bait that you can then advertise, that you can run ads to and run content and drive people to this piece of bait, and you're going to provide value, and you're also going to capture their contact information. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go on Facebook and you're going to create a Facebook group. So what I would do is I would create a group that is specific to Georgia auto dealers, car dealers, motorcycle dealers, what else is it? RV dealers, all that stuff. So I would call it Georgia Car, RV, and Motorcycle Dealers, or Georgia Car, Boat, RV, and Motorcycle Dealers. Make it very specific as to who the group is for. Don't call it Bill's Facebook group. You call out who the group is for. So then what you do is you're going to run Facebook ads to the types of people that are likely to own car dealerships. And let me show you how you're going to do that. So let me switch over my screen here. So this is the Facebook Ads Manager. Now I want to show you this. This is the state of Georgia. Now this is one way that you can do this. There's a lot of ways that you can get this. But if we're just looking at car dealerships, you can come into Ads Manager, and when we look by job titles, we look at car dealer, dealership manager, used car sales manager. So anybody that has that as their actual title in their job description is going to be targeted here. Now also, we can also have additional interests. So National Automobile Dealers Association, National Independent Automobile Dealers Association. Now this is just cars. There's probably interests like this and job titles like this available for boats, RVs. What was the other one? Boats, RVs, motorcycles. So you can do that. Now, what happens here is that if you set this up correctly, if you set up the Facebook pixel and if you actually set up the Facebook pixel and start using custom conversions, then what you can do is you can start with this job. Like let's say that these were the only ones available, and there was no options like this available for boats, RVs, and motorcycles. What you can do is you can start to run ads for these types of people. And what you're going to do is you're not going to advertise your service. You're going to advertise the free solution to the small problem that you're helping them with. So you're going to run ads that say, car dealers, did you know that you can reduce your lemon law claims potentially by 50% by adding this one simple document to the signing process? Click here to download it at no cost. And then what happens is they click on the ad, and then they enter their email address, and then you email them the actual document. Now, again, I don't know exactly what all the copy in this is going to be. I'm kind of making it up. So take my actual words here in terms of the copy and everything with a grain of salt. But the strategy is the same. So once they download it, you're going to get to a confirmation page. It's basically a thank you page. When they get to the thank you page, it's going to say, great, your guide or whatever it is has been emailed to you. Now join the Georgia RV, auto, motorcycle, and boat dealers Facebook group. And then they'll have a button there with the Facebook group. Now, I have a free template that I can give you that you can use, and all you have to do is plug and play your information. I got to figure out where that is. I think it's bit.ly. Let's see, bit.ly/lawyerlander, I think it is. Let me make sure here. See what the share funnel is here. This is a lead magnet. Yeah, you can use this one. This one will be good right here. So basically just make sure you got this and this. All you have to do is enter your email address here. If you already have ClickFunnels, just use ClickFunnels. Use ClickFunnels. This is the best software for this. It's only a 14-day trial. But anyway, what you can do is you can start building your email list. Now, once you've got that pixel set up, once you've got the email list, what you can do is Facebook is smart enough that they can look at the people that downloaded this and they can figure out what they all have in common. And the thing that they're all going to have in common is going to be these interests here. They own a car dealership, they're dealership manager, used car salesman, other things like that. Now, there's a lot of information that Facebook has on these people that we do not have access to. So what you can do is create something called a lookalike audience, which is amazing. And what that means is you can say to Facebook, okay, here's a list of people that have already downloaded this guide. So these are people that I think are good prospects. Now, what I want you to do, Facebook, is I want you to go out and find more people that are just like them. And you'll be amazed at how well it works. So you can do this based on people that have already downloaded your content, or what you can do if you have a list of clients or if you have a list of people that have contacted you in the past with their email addresses, all you have to do is upload that list of email addresses to Facebook and then select create a lookalike audience from those email addresses. And what happens is Facebook will then match those email addresses with Facebook accounts, and they'll probably match about 50 of them. You only need about 100 email addresses to work. So if you have a list of 200 people or more, then you're good. So what you can do is you can then basically say, here's a list of people that have contacted me, or here's a list of my past customers, and you're not going to be advertising directly to these people or anything like that. You don't have to worry about spamming or anything like that of their email addresses getting out. But basically what you're doing is you're giving Facebook a profile of people that are a good customer for you, and then they're saying, okay, go find more people like that. So what's going to happen is you're going to run your Facebook ads using these audiences. So now you've got a piece of content that you're running Facebook ads to, and you're targeting the Facebook ads to owners of car dealerships and RV dealerships and boat dealerships and motorcycle dealerships, and maybe even those sports like ATV dealerships. I don't know if you do them. I would imagine you probably do as well. So there's a ton of people out there. Now, what you do after that is you start providing high quality content to your group, and you start emailing the email list every single day. Now, the way that you do this is you don't overthink this. This doesn't have to be difficult. What you do is you use your iPhone, pull out your phone, just record a video, pull out your phone, hit the record button, and tell a story that is relevant to solving some sort of problem or any type of frequently asked question, anything like that. Basically, it doesn't have to be a long content. It doesn't have to be hugely thought out content. You don't have to do all kinds of research and worry about all that kind of stuff. But basically, just think about what are the issues that you deal with day in and day out with dealerships. What are the things that people need to know? What are the questions that car dealers ask you all the time? What are the mistakes that you see them make all the time that opens them up for liability? If you can basically just record content on all that type of stuff and share it with your email list and then share it with your Facebook group, then what will happen is you'll soon, very, very quickly, I mean, this doesn't take years. I mean, this will take like 2 months maybe. But what will happen is you will very, very quickly start to become the authority on legal issues pertaining to auto dealerships in the state of Georgia. And what you can start doing then also is you can start reaching out to different associations. I did a quick search. There's the Georgia Automobile Dealers Association. There's the Georgia Independent Automobile Dealers Association. There's National Independent Dealers Association, and it looks like this is the Georgia chapter. Metro Atlanta Dealers Association. Now, there's also things like the National Council of Motorcycle Dealers Association. I don't think there's a Georgia Motorcycle Dealers Association, although there could be. I didn't really do a thorough search. Georgia Marine Business, and this is a Marine Business Association. I believe a lot of dealers and things are in here. There's things like the National RV Dealers Association. Now, what you can start doing, most of these have events and they have education. So, for example, this one right here, education. They have live events, they have email lists, they have all kinds of stuff like that. So what you can start doing is reaching out to these organizations and offering to provide free content to their members. And that can be in the form of speaking, that can be in the form of emails. So you're creating these videos. What you can start doing is you can start sharing this content, sharing these emails and these videos with these organizations and saying, hey, listen, this is totally free content, no strings attached, nothing like that. Just provide this content to your members. Now, why are we doing this for free? The reason we're doing this for free is because you're going to get publicity. You're going to get known, and people are going to start following you, because if you're talking about things that are relevant to dealers, then you're going to be speaking to your direct audience and helping them solve small problems, which is going to make you the absolute authority. And in the Facebook or in the videos, you can also mention, if you're a dealer in Georgia, be sure to join the Dealer Association Facebook group, or I'm sorry, the dealer Facebook group, where I provide even more information and more tips and just pure value. You can try to get everybody to download your cheat sheet, all that kind of stuff. And what ends up happening is you end up with this really big list of auto dealers, of car dealers, motorcycle dealers, RV dealers, all these different types of people that start looking at you as the authority. And it's really, really easy. It's really fast, and it will absolutely differentiate you from every other attorney out there, because I guarantee you none of them are going to be as proactive as this. Now, a lot of times people think this sounds like a lot of work, but it really is not a lot of work. What it really comes down to is just taking 5 minutes a day, finding some time that's convenient for you, pulling out your phone, and then recording it. If you want help with the rest of the stuff, let me know. I can point you in the right direction to show you how to set up the landing page really easily, how to set up the Facebook ads account. All this is so simple. It's not difficult at all. So that's your strategy. I got my notes here. Let me do this. If you want to take a screenshot of this, let me pull this over. Here you go. There. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, that's the strategy that I think you can use, and that's what I think will work for you. So let me know what your thoughts on that are. It's so simple. It's so simple. This is what I do. This is what I do for myself. This is the same strategy that I use for lawyers. If I can target lawyers, you can target dealers, car dealers, and auto dealers and RV dealers. It's so easy. But listen, you also, now this goes for everyone else that's not targeting auto dealers and things like that. You can use this exact same strategy in any industry. It doesn't have to be auto dealers. This is just an example of how you apply it to an auto dealer. So let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks, guys.